Hey, what's happening? Jeremiah here. I got a question recently on the Patreon about integrating hip and shoulder reels into 3-club wall plane juggling patterns. And so I'm going to brainstorm on that. First of all, shoulder reels look like this, and hip reels look like this. Sometimes you'll see people do hip reels, instead of having their palms down, you'll have them up. And it's a little less of a hip reel in that case, but it is also sometimes very useful and it still fits into the category. So we'll talk about both of those and then maybe some ways that you can pull up from the hips to the shoulders, or maybe from the shoulders down to the hips. Now, with a lot of this stuff, it's going to be really important to understand where the toss happens. That every shoulder reel and hip reel position has at least one way to toss. If I'm going to use my right hand, I've got the hip reel with the right hand and can toss when I come back to the front. Now you might also be able to toss it from the back. So there's a shoulder throw that could be done there. You could flip it from there. Chances are you're not just going to be throwing it back to the same hand in many cases, unless you're throwing it as a 4, you're going to be throwing it to the other hand. So maybe in that hip reel, you could use it to throw behind the back. Or maybe you'll use it to throw that flat. So a subtle thing to notice too, in this case, my left hand is swinging one direction. If I throw that flat, my right hand is still swinging that same direction. But that's only half the equation. You can always change directions with it and explore the mirrored version of those paths. So we've got the out in front throw with both hands. We've got the behind the back throw, or the back plane throw. In this case, I'm going that way. So my behind the back throw might look like that. Okay, that's a thing. Or you've got your shoulder throw. Fun. Or if you want to use your shoulder reel, then you're going to have this moment here, which can be flipped with either side, or it can be thrown as a flat, which can get real tricky in pattern, but it's doable depending on the pattern that you're throwing. So those are some good little drills to work through with one. And so understanding your different options is a great place to start. Ultimately, with all of the hip and shoulder reel stuff, you're going to want to be able to conserve whatever energy on the catch and enter that hip or shoulder reel as quickly and smoothly as possible. And so you really want to focus on the conservation of energy. I've created tutorials already and on a system I call the prop motion framework, which talks a lot about how the energy of a catch can be used to enter a swing and then using that to enter the toss. And there's a whole system for it. Knowing the system can help you understand and be able to take advantage of the physics that is at play. So I recommend checking that out. Not to be underestimated too is the effectiveness of simply taking 2 clubs and doing a little swing with them behind the hip or behind the shoulder, in between a collect. Maybe it's how you enter a multiplex. That little hip reel can really add an extra level of dynamism even when you're just holding the clubs. It can be part of how you turn and like lead into the next thing. One way to go is to explore it in chop time, basically, where under every throw, you have time to do a swing of some kind. And so if you bring your Cascade onto the wall plane, and then you start using that chop time to get a swing in, you can basically get a shoulder reel in and then throw it across. That's a good place to start. If you throw with doubles, then you can start to play around with doing a hip reel underneath and throwing from the knob. Ooh, a little dicey here. Yeah. There we go. Found the balance. Other places to play might be doing something like a 2-in-1 hand, but thinking of it as still on the wall plane because the wall plane is right here, and it's all about how you consider your relationship to it. So with the other hand, I'm just going to be able to then add in a shoulder reel or a hip reel, and you can begin to weave between the two clubs, adding this kind of thing in and switching hands as desired. So there's a bunch of different places to be able to put the clubs, like being able to weave it between the clubs starts to give you a lot of freedom. Under the clubs, and then being able to bring it up around the back. This really helps exercise the body and brain's ability to do different things simultaneously, which is going to be really important for any version of hip and shoulder reel related stuff. Another place to experiment would be from a Kino's 4-2-3. And that buys you that extra time to start integrating in some kind of swing. So you could throw a hip reel in there. Whoops, yikes. You could throw a shoulder reel in there. You can buy yourself more time, of course, by throwing it higher. And you can go under the arm with it. So it's kind of a crossbody hip reel. Kino's is a great place to integrate that stuff. Another one that works really well to explore hip and shoulder reels, 4-2-3-3. Not a Kino's, but certainly in the family. A basic one might look like this, where the 4 is the same club the whole time, and then the other 2 clubs just switch positions. Those are the 3s. And one of them, the one I'm catching out in front, is just doing chop timing. So that's just a regular 3. And the other one has a 2 and then does a 3. So the one that goes behind my hip is the 2 followed by the 3. So we've got the 4-2-3, 4-2-3, the 2 being that swing behind the hip. That can be used in a lot of different ways. You could do it with the hand down. That works okay too. It's just a little easier to be ready for the throw when you do the palm up like I'm doing now. Versus the palm down like I'm doing now. Little trickier, but it still works the same. Other ways to use hip and shoulder reels here would be to do a cross body version. You can also do a shoulder reel version. Drawing it up my body in that case. And then a lot of the things with the 4-2-3-3 pattern you can actually play around with just 2 clubs. So you get into your hip reel, and then when one club is in front, you toss that one followed by the other throw, and then drop right back into the same hip reel. Figuring out the repeat then helps you find the time for that 4. Another 4-2-3 that I think is rich with potential is with the flat bouncing back and forth. Now you could probably do it this way too. I really like the flat because it is conducive to us Kino's kind of relationships. Anytime you've got a 4-2-3 like this, you've got a lot of time to start adding swings in. And there's a lot of different ways that you can throw it. There it is on one side. Oops. But one place I've loved adding it is like in a shoulder roll, for example. And then as soon as I catch it, I can add the hip reel there. And there's no reason you can't do the same thing by just going with an over the head toss. It's exactly the same little moment that allows you to add that hip reel in. That is a decent little survey of some of the 3 club ways to use hip and shoulder reels. I hope you find that useful, and I'll see you next time. Don't hesitate to fire some more questions at me, and I'm always happy to do some more brainstorming and do quick videos like this to help you along the way. Thanks, y'all. Bye.